Have you ever noticed how one small moment can quietly ruin your entire day? One sentence, one look, one careless word. Nothing big, nothing dramatic. And yet, suddenly your chest feels tight. Your mind becomes loud. Your peace disappears. You replay the moment again and again. What they said. How they said it. What you should have said back. And before you know it, you are no longer living the day. You are carrying it. Here is the strange part. Most of the time, the situation itself was small. But your reaction made it heavy. Not the moment, but what you did inside after it. Many people believe they lose situations because others are rude, unfair, or unkind. But the truth is quieter than that. We often lose the moment because we give our emotions the steering wheel. And once emotions take control, clarity disappears. But what if strength does not come from reacting faster? What if real power comes from staying calm when everything inside wants to explode? What if the person who stays calm inside always wins on the outside? In today's story, you will discover a simple truth most people never learn. A truth that can change how you face insults, stress, and pressure. A truth that can make your life feel lighter, without changing the world around you. And if you stay with me until the end, I will share a small daily practice. It takes less than 1 minute, but it can quietly release the emotional weight you carry every day. Now, let me tell you a story. There was once a quiet village, resting between soft green hills. Life there moved slowly. Mornings were gentle. People knew each other by name. The air felt calm, as if nothing heavy could survive in that place. In this village lived a young man named Elias. On the outside, Elias looked strong. His body was firm. His walk was steady. People thought he had everything under control. But inside, Elias was always tense. He reacted to everything. If someone spoke sharply, his heart burned. If someone looked at him with disrespect, his mind filled with noise. If someone insulted him, he carried it for days, sometimes for years. People whispered that Elias was angry. But the truth was different. He was not angry. He was exhausted. Exhausted from carrying emotions he never put down. Exhausted from replaying moments that were already over. Exhausted from holding on to words that no longer mattered. Elias did not know how to let things pass. Every small hurt stayed with him. Every unkind moment became a silent weight inside his chest. And without realizing it, this weight began to shape his life. His smile faded. His shoulders bent slightly forward. The bright mornings of the village no longer felt bright to him. Even on sunny days, his world felt dull. Elias did not understand what was happening to him. He only knew one thing. Something inside him felt very heavy. Elias did not notice it at first. No one ever does. It begins quietly. A sharp comment from a stranger. A rude tone from someone you trust. A moment of disrespect that stays longer than it should. Each time something like this happened, Elias felt a weight inside his chest. Not pain. Not anger. Something heavier. In his mind, every hurtful moment became a stone. A solid thing. Cold. Heavy. Real. Without thinking, Elias imagined picking up that stone. He did not throw it away. He did not leave it behind. He kept it. He placed it into a bag he carried on his back. The bag was invisible. No one else could see it. But Elias felt it every single day. 1 stone became 2. 2 became 10. 10 became more than he could count. Some stones were small. Quick comments. Passing insults. Others were large. Deep wounds. Moments that changed how he saw himself. With every stone added, the bag grew heavier. Weeks passed. Months passed. Years passed. Elias began to walk differently. His steps slowed. His shoulders leaned forward. His breathing became shallow. He no longer noticed the colors of the village. The sound of birds felt distant. The warmth of the sun no longer reached him. The world had not changed. But Elias had. He was not weak. He was overloaded. And the more stones he carried, the heavier his life became. One morning, Elias woke up feeling different. Not angry. Not sad. Just heavy. His chest felt tight, as if something was pressing from the inside. Even sitting still felt tiring. Even breathing felt like effort. He stepped outside his small home and looked at the village. The same hills. The same paths. The same peaceful silence. But peace did not reach him. Elias realized something in that moment. If he stayed, nothing would change. The weight would remain. The noise inside his head would continue. I need air, he whispered to himself. I need space. Behind the village, a narrow path climbed toward the mountains. Few people used it. It was quiet. Lonely. Without packing much, Elias began to walk. The sky above was pale blue. A light wind moved through the tall grass. Birds rested on thin branches, undisturbed. Everything around him felt light. Everything inside him felt heavy. With every step upward, the bag on his back pulled him down. His legs burned. His breath shortened. The higher he walked, the clearer one truth became. He could not carry this weight forever. And it was on this path, when Elias was most tired, that he met someone who would change everything. After walking for some time, Elias noticed someone ahead on the path. At first, it surprised him. Very few people came this way. And this man was different. He was old, thin, and carried almost nothing. A simple rope rested over his shoulder. At the end of it hung a small bundle. Light, effortless. The old man walked slowly, yet his steps were calm and steady. His back was straight. His face was soft. A quiet smile rested there, as if he had nowhere else to be. As he came closer, Elias felt something strange. The man was climbing the same mountain, the same path. But he looked free. When they met, the old man stopped and bowed gently. "My young friend," he said in a warm, steady voice, "you look very tired." Elias let out a long breath. It was as if his body had been waiting for someone to notice. "Yes," Elias replied, "I am." The old man's eyes moved to Elias's back. Not to something visible, but to something he could somehow sense. "Your load seems heavier than your strength," the man said calmly. Elias was silent for a moment. Then he nodded. "I carry many stones." The old man raised his eyebrows slightly, not in shock, but in curiosity. "Stones?" he asked gently. "What kind of stones?" Elias looked down at the ground. For the first time, he felt unsure how to explain. But somehow, with this stranger, it felt safe to try. Elias slowly reached behind his shoulder. With careful hands, he opened the heavy bag he had been carrying for so long. Inside were stones of many kinds. Large ones. Small ones. Smooth stones. Sharp stones. They were not ordinary stones. "These," Elias said quietly, "are the words people threw at me." The old man listened without interrupting. "The insults," Elias continued. "The harsh tones. The moments when someone tried to make me feel small." He swallowed. "When those things happen, I feel them deeply. So deeply that I cannot ignore them. I pick them up. And I keep them." The old man looked into the bag, then back at Elias. "And why do you keep them, my son?" he asked. Elias did not answer right away. "I don't know," he finally said. "I only know that when someone hurts me, it feels like the stone belongs to me." The old man nodded slowly. "I see," he said. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The wind moved softly between them. The mountain stood silent, as if listening. Then the old man bent down. He picked up 2 small stones from the path. "They look the same," he said calmly, holding them up. Elias nodded. But what the old man was about to show him would change how he understood every hurt he had ever carried. The old man placed 1 stone gently back onto the path. Then he held the other stone in his open palm and turned to Elias. "Look carefully," he said. "The person who hurt you is like this stone on the ground." He pointed to the stone resting in the dust. They threw their words. They released their emotion. And then they walked away. The old man paused. "That stone stays here. Forgotten. Uncarried." Then he lifted Elias's hand and placed the second stone into it. "But this stone," he continued softly, "this is your reaction." Elias felt the weight of it instantly. "You chose to pick it up," the old man said. "You chose to carry it with you." The words settled deep inside Elias's chest. "While you walk with the weight," the old man continued, "the one who hurt you walks freely." Elias stared at the stone in his hand. For the first time, he understood something he had never seen before. All these years, he had been carrying stones that were never his. The old man spoke again, his voice calm but firm. "Your burden is not their action," he said. "It is your reaction." The mountain felt very still. The truth landed quietly, but it shook Elias to his core. Slowly, his fingers opened. The stone slipped from his hand and fell to the ground with a soft sound. In that moment, Elias felt something he had not felt in years. Relief. He looked up at the old man, his eyes wet. "How do I stop carrying them?" he whispered. The old man smiled gently. And what he said next would show Elias the way forward. The old man placed a gentle hand on the heavy bag resting on Elias's back. "Leave each stone where it falls," he said softly. "Let it return to the earth." Elias stood still. His hands trembled as he reached for the bag again. This time, he did not open it out of habit. He opened it with intention. Slowly, he reached inside. He took out 1 stone. Then another. Some he placed carefully on the ground. Others he let roll away down the mountain path. With every stone released, something inside his chest loosened. His breathing softened. The tightness around his heart eased. His shoulders lifted slightly, as if remembering how to stand tall. The air felt different. The path felt quieter. For the first time in a long while, Elias looked up at the sky and truly saw it. The clouds moved gently. The light felt warmer. The world seemed clear again. When the bag was finally empty, Elias stood there in silence. The weight he had carried for years was gone. The old man nodded, as if he had known this moment would come. "Your heart was never meant to carry so much," he said. Elias closed his eyes and took a deep breath. For the first time, it did not hurt to breathe. Elias returned to the village, but he did not return the same. Days passed. Then weeks. Life continued as it always had. People spoke. People disagreed. Not everyone was kind. But something inside Elias had changed. The next time someone spoke to him harshly, his chest tightened for a moment. He noticed it. Instead of reacting, he paused. He took a slow breath. And he asked himself a simple question. Do I want to carry this? Most of the time, the answer was no. When someone insulted him, he felt the stone forming. But he let it fall. When someone tried to provoke him, he stayed quiet just long enough for the weight to disappear. His steps grew lighter. His thoughts grew clearer. The bag that once bent his back was no longer there. Elias began to see the world again. The green of the trees, the sound of the river, the laughter of children passing by. Nothing around him had changed, but everything inside him had. And this calm, this quiet strength, followed him everywhere. Something beautiful began to happen. With no heavy bag on his back, Elias noticed how open the world felt. Mornings seemed brighter, not because the sun changed, but because his mind was no longer crowded. He walked through the village without tension in his chest. His shoulders were relaxed. His breath was deep and steady. People noticed the change. They spoke to him the same way as before. Some were kind. Some were careless. But Elias was no longer trapped inside their words. When moments of disrespect appeared, they passed through him like wind. They did not stay. They did not settle. They did not become stones. For the first time, Elias understood something clearly. Peace was never something he had to fight for. It was something he had to stop carrying away. The lesson of the mountain stayed with him. Your life does not become heavy because of others. It becomes heavy because of what you choose to hold. And once you learn to let go, life begins to move again. My friend, this story is not only about Elias. It is about you. It is about me. It is about all of us. Every day, life places stones in our path. A sharp comment. A moment of disrespect. A disappointment we did not expect. We cannot stop these moments from happening. But we can choose what happens next. You do not have to carry every word someone throws at you. You do not have to relive every small hurt. You do not have to turn every moment into a lifetime wait. The power is quieter than you think. It is the pause before you react. The breath before you speak. The choice to let the stone fall. One calm decision can save an entire day. One released stone can free your heart. You are not weak for staying calm. You are strong for choosing peace. And before we end this story, let me share something simple with you. Something small. Something gentle. Something you can use tonight. Tonight, before you sleep, do something simple. Sit quietly. No phone. No noise. Just you. Place one hand on your chest. Feel your breath. Slow it down. Now think of one moment from today that still feels heavy. A rude word. A look that bothered you. A small moment that stayed longer than it should have. Do not judge it. Just notice it. Imagine that moment as a stone in your hand. Feel its weight. Then whisper softly, "This stone is not mine." Take one slow breath. As you breathe out, imagine placing the stone on the ground. Leave it there. Let it belong to the past. Not to you. Do this every night. 1 minute is enough. Slowly, gently, your heart will feel lighter. Your mind will grow quieter. Freedom does not arrive all at once. It comes one released stone at a time. Sometimes we forget something important. We cannot choose how others behave. We cannot control their words, their actions, their moods. But we can always choose what we carry. Your reaction is not small. It shapes your entire path. One calm response can save a day from falling apart. One moment of restraint can protect your peace. One released stone can change how your life feels. Strength is not loud. It does not argue. It does not chase every insult. Real strength is quiet. It is the ability to stay calm when everything inside wants to react. It is the wisdom to let go of what does not belong to you. Peace does not come from others treating you better. Peace begins the moment you decide not to pick up the stone. So walk lightly. React wisely. And remember this always: your reaction is your power. If this story touched something inside you, take a quiet moment with it. You don't need to change your whole life today. You don't need to become someone else. Just remember one thing the next time life tests you. You can always choose what you carry. When the words come. When the pressure rises. When your emotions ask you to react. Pause. Breathe. And let the stone fall. If you found value in this story, take a moment to like the video. Share it with someone who might need it today. And subscribe for more calm stories that bring clarity, strength, and peace. Until the next time, walk lightly, react wisely, and protect your inner peace.